Looks like we're off, though. Just a big 20 for leaving Link's house. Well, there's the bombs.
Oh, the fire rod as well. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Fine. Very early.
Yeah, very early, fine. Definitely nice because that gives you a weapon to go through outside of bombs, especially for something like the rat. You can just save a fire rod blast for that and make it a lot easier. And there's plenty of magic in the sewers if you know where the pots are. I'm not completely sure on their records. I was trying to pull a challenge up before the race, but challenge is not loading at all for me at the moment.
Oh. Looks like for the first using a bunch of air.
Alright, well, as soon as we got the ball and chain card down, grabbing Zelda and grabbing the 20 rupees out of her chest. We're just going to be taking her to the sewers and taking her to the sanctuary. And neither runner should have much problem getting all the way through the sewers. You know, with the fire rod, I'm sure they'll maybe pick up some magic while they're in there, just so they have a shot or two to help out. But they, Alucard's got a full stack of bombs right now, and Yukisaka has 8, so shouldn't be any problem worrying about potential, having to save and quit or take a death to refill bombs. And since we already have a small key, this first chest could potentially hold an item for us in the sewers. It's just more bombs, though. Should be nice to see if you didn't already have the bombs.
Hello, 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 test, test.
Alucard having a little bit of difficulty with the rat, but gets it.
Test, test. Am I still a robot, or...? Alright. Sorry about that. Apparently I sounded like a robot, that's why I was a little silent there. I kinda miss what was in those free chests.
Wasn't anything important with it. Had a map, the piece of heart, and 20 rupees back there. And we do get an early bottle, so that's going to help with Kakariko. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, Vitor, because, you know, Fire Rod makes that rat a lot easier than bombs, so... Looks like Yukisaka is electing to skip checking the lumberjack early, but that's the way Alucard seems to be going. I'm gonna get one of the tree poles, and that was a nice bomb drop off of. Gives him 7 bombs now. I'm pretty sure I saw Alucard grab the red bottle. I didn't even catch the lumberjack. Okay, lumberjack was a bomb upgrade, so nothing important. So right now, Ego 1 isn't even on the table at the moment, but we'll see how this seed progresses. Yukisaka heading into Blind's Hut. We got 5 chests here. We'll see what we get. We get the flippers. A lot of love so far, too. And Fisher Price Shield. Alucard's gonna be right behind him, picking his flippers and everything up. Yeah, haven't found a lot of money yet. They got enough for the bottle vendor at least, though. Well, there's our gloves. Zora is 500 big rupees. And the bottle vendor gives us our first sword. I'm sure they'll be very happy because that's their first weapon that they don't have to worry about ammo or anything like that. Alucard getting his power glove. He'll be getting his sword soon here. And Yukisaka will be the first to check the sick kid. That skipped for me, so I completely missed that one. We'll have to see it when Alucard checks it. But we have a very early bow. Quick map check. We had the crystal on Eastern, crystal 5 on Desert, and a pendant. I believe it was the blue pendant up on Hera. Oh, so it looks like we're probably going to be finding boots fairly early, because that's a moon portal on Library. Just 20 bucks on the race game, probably going to skip. Alright, Sick Kid just had some more bombs. Yukisaka making the play down to the dam. I'm sure he'll go to Mini Moldorm Cave. It would be interesting to see if he gambles skipping Ice Rod Cave. He has flippers, so he could just immediately go and check the Hobo as well as Zora. Doesn't have the money for that, but can check everything else.
Alright, one more mic test. I don't know if I still sound like a robot or not.
Well, there's Dam having 300 rupees. No, Alucard did not skip the back of Tavern. Alucard making the play up to Eastern Palace and Sahasrahla with that bow. I kind of like this, because there could be something here, but right now it's out of sequence because we don't have a lamp. We get a Master Sword. And the shovel. Besides to skip talking to Sahasrahla, you could find out where the green pendant is with that. We have a mirror. Alright, so both routes paying off for the runners then. We get a sword. And, you know, potentially the shovel, who knows what that could be, but we get the mirror in the Mini Moldorm Cave. Alright, and Yukisaka is gonna seemingly skip Ice Rod Cave, at least for now. While Alucard heads into the Eastern Palace. Well, we have a flute. Looks like all the mobility is going to be coming to us very early. So we got 2 items left in Eastern for Alucard to find. We'll see if we kind of get the God Eastern Palace where everything would technically be in logic, but I'm sure he's going to clear it out while he's here. Hobo just had a big 20. Okay, Yukisaka just going around from Hobo is going to go check Ice Rod Cave. Alright, there's our second item out of Eastern. We get 50 rupees.
Alright. One last test. One last test, just for my monitor, so I'm gonna just try that.
Alright, we got a compass out of the big key, or the big chest, so we know one of those are going to be, one of the items are out of logic, but we're going to clear it.
Is the audio good, chat?
Now Yukisaka making the play up to Eastern Palace. He'll get his Master Sword and his shovel, and then he'll get his flute as well. Alright, so that's all three items out of Eastern.
Audio good? Does it sound better? Does it sound better now? Just want to make sure. Alright, well, I'm getting the word and it sounds okay, so I'm just gonna keep commentating for now, but if it happens again, I'll probably just stop out.
Alright, well, Alucard ended up using the fire rod there to get through that dark room. Still out of logic, but...
Oh, that's nice. You can try.
And Yukisaka picking up his flute. Alucard's about to head into his Armos fight.
Alright. That's pretty good. Good? Pretty...
Alucard just missing the quick kill on the Armos. But there's our first crystal at 17 minutes in.
It's pretty good to get that crystal out of the way. He's gonna cash in the shovel.
Yeah, going and doing the shovel first, especially having the flute. Probably go activate the flute afterwards and then head to South Light World. Zero X, the asterisk by Desert Palace means that he's either Crystal 5 or Crystal 6, which is needed to get to the Pyramid Ferry.
Yeah, it was just the big 20 on the shovel.
Yep, just the, fetch quest troll.
He's got that flute, he's gonna go rescue the swag duck. So everyone please rise for our Link to the Past national anthem very shortly. And the goose is loose. Let's see where he's gonna float.
I'm guessing he's
Death Mountain.
I'm guessing he's either gonna run up Death Mountain or he hasn't checked the south side of Hyrule yet.
Oh, all right. Looks like Yuki's also going to try a sequence break, but he doesn't have magic, so can't light the torch there.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit more of a difficult time in here, but it looks like he got it. Yep, there's the key. And this isn't a terrible sequence break either, because we didn't find anything major, so other than the crystal, and the crystal's not leading to anything.
Well, it's always nice to do one full clear of Eastern without double dipping.
Yeah, probably the dungeon that most people end up having to double dip just because it's open right away.
Yeah, usually don't get the bow that early. But we're lucky to find the bow.
Alucard getting trolled a little bit by the mini troll dorms.
And Yuki's making pretty good work with those Armos Knights. They're gonna get their crystal.
Well, Alucard picks up his mirror.
Yeah, now that he has that mirror, if he ever makes the trip to Death Mountain, he'll be able to access Hera. Is he gonna do it? Oh, he's gonna check Ice Rock Cave first.
Yeah, Alucard's got to check Ice Rock Cave, and Yukisaka is going to have to go and activate his flute. I'm sure he'll probably make the venture up Death Mountain at this point, though.
Doesn't have the shovel, so we won't get to see that.
Yukisaka might also end up, going to Zora too, because he does have the 500 rupees, so he can check all 4 locations there.
Oh, no, never mind. Yuki did have the shovel.
Opts out of the big 20.
Alucard is going over to the desert. Gonna check Aegea's Cave.
I like the idea because it's one of those locations you rarely ever check early unless you get something like the flute or something to take you to the desert.
Yeah, it's probably one of the very, very out-of-the-way locations come early game. And Yuki's gonna get their swagged up. Oh, it's just a single ruby, though. Alright. Alucard's using the flute again. Now he's gonna head up to Death Mountain, and he's gonna sequence break Old Man Cave.
Yeah, it's a pretty common sequence break. I think this is probably the first Dark World that most runners learn.
Not only do we get an item from Old Man, but the save point so we can travel to Death Mountain at any time. That's pretty, very useful. Cuts back. Ooh, a lot of money though from Old Man.
Yeah, that gives Alucard the money he needs for Zora if he doesn't find anything up here.
That is very, very generous for escorting him out of a cave.
Yeah, I don't think many old men are going to be giving you 300 bucks to escort them somewhere. They'll just give you a nice pat on the head and say thank you.
Alright, Spectacle Rock had a heart container, and half of it was 50 bucks.
We'll probably skip both of them and head into Hera. And Yukisaka going the opposite way, and he's heading over to Zora and Waterfall of Wishing.
And we got a map check. Looks like our other 2 pendants are Thieves Town and Ice. Green being in Thieves Town, and then the other 5-6 crystal was in TR, and we got a hook shot over in Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, so Zora looks like it was the correct play to make, because now he'll be able to come up here and clear out the light side of Death Mountain.
That's pretty good play right there. Oh, there's the fire shield and Hera as our first item.
Yeah, and Alucard opting to pick it up.
Alright, are we gonna find a big key in this chest?
Okay.
Oh, no, not yet.
No basement
And
trip
now,
yet.
we're gonna see if this is either a life lesson, or a progression lesson, or explosive weapon. Oh, it's a very, very extreme life lesson, that's for sure.
Yep, almost the worst one you can get. So up on Death Mountain, we almost either have to find boots or we have to find a lamp. Or something that opens some more locations up to us at this point.
Yeah, we're still missing the Moon Pearl, and either another glove upgrade or the hammer to get in the Dark World. And we're missing the lamp for Aghanim.
Yeah, we know the Moon Pearl is actually in the library, so we need the boots to even get to it.
Oh, wait, was it? I guess I missed that part.
Yep, it is on the bookcase in the library, so they're gonna need to find boots at some point relatively soon.
Interesting.
Unless the boots are on the pyramid, which then we'll, find the lamp up here since we already have the Master Sword.
That would just be very, very trolly. Speaking of trolling, Alucard is at Troll Dorm. Oh, almost falls there. Nice save. And that was a pretty good Tower Hera for Alucard. And we got the small keys, so it looks like we might be able to take a trip into the basement. Oh, and there's Samaria. And the boots. Alright, well that will give us the Moon Pearl as well as whatever is in the Bonk Rocks next to the Sanctuary.
The thing is, with what they just found, they've got Bonk Rocks open now. And that's all else that opened up outside the library where we know that the Moon Pearl is. So there potentially is something in this basement to either get us through Aga now, or to get us into the Dark World, so either a hammer or the Myths, or that's in Bonk Rocks.
Or we also have Spiral Cave.
That's true, I forgot Spiral Cave. Luckily you found the boots before, so you don't have to take the Walk of Shame.
Yeah, no Resident Sleeper Cave this time. And Alucard's just about finished with his bathroom break. It's just $50 on Spiral Cave.
Yukisaka can make some of that money back that Zora stole from him.
That's a good upside. Alright, let's see what the bathroom break was worth.
Just bombs.
Yeah, so it looks like once we get that Moon Pearl on top of the library, one left is the Shank Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, so I'm sure Alucard, he's probably heading up towards Zora right now. He's going to get his hook shot from the Waterfall of Wishing. Was a little bit of a time loss, but it's not too terrible since he can just flute. But he'll probably just save and quit after talking to Zora and go right back up to Death Mountain. So it's not a huge time loss, but still a little bit.
So Yukisaka's gonna head up into Hera, and a whole lot of, or just a fire shield, I guess, if you want to consider that worth.
Yeah, and Yukisaka's making his way up Tower of Hera. He'll probably take a trip into the basement as well because he knows he's running out of locations to check. I would be really surprised to see Yukisaka skip the basement with knowing that, at that point, he's only got the Bonk Rocks then.
Yeah, Alucard's gonna be a little bit disappointed when he finds out what Zora's holding.
Yeah, but it's better than knowing it's like I just got Zora sitting there on the table and you don't know what he has. Also, Yukisaka's hair is going to be a little bit quicker since he had a hook shot and boots. He could actually just hook shot to the big chest and then bonk her back across instead of have to take a couple falls. They are currently not out of sequence, Wrath 9.
So now it looks like Alucard's back up into Death Mountain, gonna get those 7 chests in Paradox Cave.
Yukisaka almost taking a couple falls there. But he gets it.
Very nice.
It either has to be hammer, mitts, or there could also be something like book could be on there, because that would give us access to desert as well as ether tablet. There's a couple other things which are progression that we could see that wouldn't just immediately say we need Aga.
Yeah, if you want your Aga seed, then you might want to get the lamp first.
Yeah, which it'll have to be in Bonk Rocks, or again, something that'll lead to it.
Yeah, doing Castle Tower without the lamp is possible, but it's very, very difficult to do.
Yep, Alucard getting his boots and his Cane of Samaria. The pearl is in the library. We already know where that is. And Yukisaka about to see his bombs in the basement.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed there. Doing that was all worth a bunch of blueberries. Looks like Yukisaka is gonna possibly check the Bonk Rock, so he's got the flu. He's maybe getting the, Oh, no, they're gonna check the Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, I'd be like, checking Bonk Rocks first would be best, because you know it's like that. You have library and Bonk Rocks open, and you already know it's library, so you know there's got to be something here.
So it's probably gonna be maybe some progression, but let's see what it is. It's the hammer, so that's Dark World access once we get the Moon Pearl.
No Aga 1 required.
Yeah, sorry guys. However, actually, wait. Is Pedestal in Logic? They have Fire Rod.
No,
and Hookshot for.
They need Titan's Mitt still.
Oh, Titan's Mitts. Okay.
Yep, if they find Titan's Mitts early, but yeah, then Pedestal's technically within Logic, and pretty much anything outside of Titan's Mitts that they need for the remainder of the seed can be on Pedestal.
Yeah, I forgot about the Titan's Mitts. I guess in terms can be on the pedestal. Ice Rod, one of the medallions for MM and TR. Maybe even the lamp, because none of the pendant dungeons require any dark rooms.
Yeah, Lantern could be there, but I'm pretty sure both the runners can go through all of the dark rooms without it, so if they see that, I'm pretty sure they're just going to skip it.
Alright, well we got some red diversions. Alucard's going to check out Hype Cave, while Yuki is possibly to either Skullwood to Village of Outcasts. Alright, in Hype Cave we got the Blue Cane, that's pretty good. Piece of Heart. Another piece of heart. Error upgrade, and another piece of heart. Very, very lovely cave, I guess.
I gave it a 4 out of 10 on the hype scale.
Yeah, 4 out of 10. Oh, Yuki having a little bit of trouble with those bumpers there. Have a half magic woods.
And Alucard looks like he's actually going to make the play into Swamp.
That's very interesting. That's usually one of the few places you would usually go to first when you get Dark World access. So this could be an interesting play.
Yeah, it is, but it is, you know, completely open for them too. And there are 6 items in here, so
There is 6 items. Might take a while to get the 6 items, because Swamp is kind of a very time-consuming dungeon, especially when some of the items are on the left side of the big chest.
Yep, and we found both of our items out of Swamp or Skull Woods already. So I'm sure Yukisaka is just going to make his way back to Mothula.
Yeah, with that for early fire rod, we can full clear Skull Woods in one shot. We're gonna have to pick up this key first, so we can get through the 2 doors. The other one being on the Gibdo.
Yeah, and technically finding half magic when you did, it's probably the perfect time to find it right before you have to go fight Mothula with a Master Sword. I'm sure that death
gonna
was
take a death
intentional.
first.
I think he was already at like 3 hearts and he took another hit, so he was down to 2, so just to get his health back. This is a 1-0 race. We get the red meringue.
That's item number 1 is Swamp.
Gonna pick up his key after burning the Gibdo. Alucard's gonna go get his key, doesn't flood it.
Yuki's in using Master Sword. Makes some good work out, and the fire rod.
Mothula not playing very nice though.
Mothula is a very tricky heart. Oh no! Takes a little death there.
Sure, he's gonna go right back though. Might go around this first room to pick up the hearts and the magic as well. Nope. He's just gonna skip them.
There is some magic. Oh, speaking of magic, there's one dropped by the Gibdos. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
And Alucard making his way to these 2 chests. Single ruby, I believe that's item number 2. And then this last one right here. 20 rubies.
Yeah, so nothing important out of here yet. I'm guessing, you know, after Alucard's done with Swamp, he's probably going to make his way towards Village of Outcasts. Once he's done with the digging game, probably mirror and just run through, or just flute. Okay, looks like Yukisaka made his way back to Mothula where we were having those problems, but we'll see how this fight goes for him.
Going less cautious this time.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. Taking one death already on Mothula, especially,
There
I
we go.
believe they had a red potion. He just didn't really have the chance to use it. But he gets the kill.
That's crystal number 2. And this was, I believe, one of our red crystals. Or was it?
No, Swamp was a regular crystal. Turtle Rock and Desert are 5 and 6.
Gotcha. Alright, so 50 rubies in those 2 chests down there in Swamp. And there's the compass.
So
We're gonna come up to Argus.
Yeah, so he might have the big key then. I don't believe we've seen that.
I believe the big key was in the, the chest where it's after where you get the key.
Oh, okay.
Now we're coming up to Argus, but we have the Master Sword, so this might take a while. Yuki's opting to check Bumper Cave and possibly Graveyard Ledge in King's Tomb.
Yeah, he could potentially, because he had not checked the Lumberjack like Alucard did, so he doesn't have the knowledge that it's just a bomb upgrade yet. Okay, so chat's saying, yeah, so Argus should have an item then. We already found the 2 items in Skull. And down goes Argus. Yeah, the 2 items in Skull were half magic and a 20 rupees.
That's Alucard's second crystal. Swamp didn't offer that much in terms of progression.
Yeah, I don't think Swamp had anything. So, not necessarily a bad play because you did, 6 items. We're well away from go mode at this point. You have everything to complete it. It's, very interesting, has the interesting appeal because of that.
Just a piece of heart in Graveyard Ledge.
I'm sure I'll probably check King's Tomb while he's here. Alucard's going to make the play up towards Pyramid, Catfish, and Pod, it looks like.
It's a pretty interesting play.
King's Tomb has our first mail.
Just a bomb upgrade on Pyramid.
Looks like Yuki's probably about to make his way to Hype Cave. We'll see if he decides to dive Swamp while he's here.
Alucard's heading straight into Pod. Skipped out on Catfish now.
I can see why he would do that, because if he's going through Pod, if he knows the dark rooms, which I'm sure he does, he's going to full clear Pod, and then he'll head north to Catfish and hookshot across the river, and then check north Dark World going to Village of Outcasts and Skullwoods.
That's pretty good. Yuki's gonna, for their Hype Cave, just gonna find the Cane of Burna.
Yep, he already found the Hype as part of Hype Cave.
I guess a few more extra hearts also help as well.
Yeah, not as big of a deal for him now that he's got blue mail compared to the green mail Alucard's still on, but I'm sure he's not going to complain.
It looks like they're going to make the play on Swamp as well.
So yeah, that doesn't mean Alucard's, excluding the execution of the dungeon and everything like that, it won't really be that much of a time loss then. And we did find out, even though we found the really early bow, so it really didn't matter, that pod was initially bow locked.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that going into pod because we got the bow early.
Just a key in the first chest, and just a key in the second chest. Pod living up to its name.
Pod is one of those dungeons where you find all the keys.
Let's see what the vanilla big key chest has.
Yeah, he's gonna use one of his keys to check that. Just a big 20.
So we'll either find a key on this chest or the chest right where you got to jump across. But here's a key. You might even find a key on that chest as well. Yukisaka just making his way through Swamp Palace. That slow walk, and run when you can. There was nothing good in Swamp. Alright, so we got a bomb upgrade. Got a compass there, so one of the chests in the basement is going to hold the small key at the very least.
Yep, there's the small key.
Yep, and we'll see what the other one has.
Small key.
And another key. So we've got all of our keys for the dungeon then.
The rest are pretty much just items. I don't think we found the... Yeah, I didn't find the map yet. Piece of heart and the one of the chests in the dark room.
Now look, we're working through this maze very quickly.
And an item of mysteries in the second chest.
We'll have to pay attention to the item screen to see if it was something important.
It was just the map.
Okay, so nothing important.
Now, what about big chest? That could have something. Ah, just money.
Yep, and we'll see if he decides to run into the basement. Yep, he's gonna full clear while he's here, so he's got no problem going after those turtles in the dark. But he does have the fire route, so that room's not nearly as bad as it could possibly be.
Now Yuki's going through the slow and painful process of Master Sword Argus.
I believe there's still one item in pod. I think King Helmasaur has the last item, so if he does have something important, that will be sequence break.
Yeah, we found the all the keys, and we found the item. So yeah, Helmasaur has an item.
Unless it's a compass, did we find the? Yeah, I think we found the compass. Yeah, it was in the kind of mini hellway room. That's right.
Alright, his fire rod strats there.
Yep, takes down Argus, gets his 20 rupees and his third crystal. Depending on where we find Mitts, yes, Lamp could be in desert. Or book even.
Looks like Yuki skipped out on left side swamp for now and is gonna go back and get the two nothing of importance, just rubies.
Yep, he'll probably get a little frustration from there, but he'll probably leave and we'll see where he goes from there.
Alucard getting through this very, very tricky room. And pod without the lamp, but once you light the torch, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's one of the worst dark rooms, probably second only to Misery Mire Dark Room, when you don't have any fire source, but if you have the fire rod, that room's not nearly as bad.
And now we're at Helmasaur.
So if Helmasaur doesn't have anything, we've got Catfish left. We have Grove, south of Grove, Digging Game, and all the Village of Outcasts.
Alucard's playing it safe with the red potion. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of a costly death if you die here, so I don't blame him whatsoever.
And he uses the bow to take down Helmasaur. Very, very nicely done by Alucard. And we just get an arrow upgrade.
So both Pod and Swamp are just complete busts outside of their crystals that they get. If by race game you mean the Digging Game, race game was checked. Yeah, Digging Game has not been checked yet. I don't think any of that kind of area in the Dark World's been checked. The Village of Outcasts has just been left.
Alucard's gonna stock up on potions.
Yeah, I think he's thinking, more than likely, I'm gonna guess he's gonna dive into Skullwoods. So, preparing for the Mothula fight.
Skullwoods too. Only value in Skullwoods was half magic. And Yuki looks like is gonna be making probably the Village of Outcasts. So they're heading around the same direction. But they already completed Skullwoods, so they're gonna probably go the other way.
Yeah, and I have a feeling Yukisaka is going to find some value in Thieves Town because we don't really have money locations outside of that.
Yeah, Thieves Town is one of those dungeons that has certain value sometimes. We also have the treasure chest game, the Sea House as well.
Yeah, all of Village of Outcasts, and then Thieves Town's also worth 5 items because it's got Green Pendant too.
There's the lamp.
Skullwoods. Okay, so no more dark rooms.
That's one last thing our runners have to worry about.
Yeah, and I mean, going off of how Alucard handled the dark rooms, I don't think he would really be... I mean, he's not going to miss it, but I don't think he's really worried about the lamp whatsoever, considering how well he managed, you know, the basement of Pod as well as the dark maze.
He's gonna check the brewery probably before heading to Thieves Town, just a big 20. Oh, interesting. Yuki's gonna skip out on Thieves Town for now.
Yeah, because he's already checked Hype Cave, so he's really just going for this for the Digging Game, and then he'll probably check Grove and south of Grove Ledge. He might mirror to come back. It's an interesting decision not to at least dip Thieves Town for the first 4 chests, though.
There's the ice rod inside.
That's not going to be our go mode item, thankfully, for the runners.
Yeah, pretty much need a medallion, and then the Titan's Mitt. I guess Solvers if make the Ganon fight a little bit easier, but the runners don't need those.
So Diddy Punk, they are racing a Link to the Past randomizer where basically all the items are messed up from their original locations. They are running the exact same seeds, so the items that they find will be in the exact same locations for each person. This is the week 2 of the 2018 spring tournament, the Swiss rounds, where there's 7 weeks of Swiss rounds, and to advance to the bracket stage where it's going to be 128 people, you need to win at least 5 of the 7 matches.
Yes, indeed. And these runners both are at 1-0, so one runner's gonna come with their first loss, and the other's gonna come with their second win.
Alucard having a really close Mothula fight, though. Down to 1 heart. Picks up his crystal, though, and we'll see where he goes from here. I would guess he's going to go to Village of Outcasts now.
Yeah, Village of Outcasts would be probably the play at this point. For Alucard.
Yeah, as I don't see him going North Dark World, because it would have been, you know, still not the greatest, or it would have been a lot better to route at that point from Pod, because then you'd come this way anyways instead of, saving, quitting, and going back to the Light World, and then going up to Skullwoods. Yeah, there's nothing important on the pyramid, so I believe it was just a bomb upgrade. And Alucard's going to at least probably just check the Bumper Cave ledge. Sees it's nothing, doesn't have to worry about the cape now. Oh, he is going to check North Dark World. So both
Yuki's in Pod right now.
Yeah, he's, he'll do a full clear, not really find anything.
Oh, the lamp will make it much easier to get through this dungeon.
Yeah, I'll probably save a little bit of time on Alucard comparatively, but still, Alucard's dark rooms were pretty flawless, so he's probably not going to lose that much time from it. It's interesting, though, that both runners have so far just completely skipped out of Thieves Town and haven't even thought about going in there yet. Like, Alucard hasn't even been in the Village of Outcasts at all. But he'll get his
blue mail.
Yep, he'll get his blue mail from King's Tomb. Now, does he go back to Village of Outcasts? I'm sure he does. Nope. Is he gonna go to...
I think he's gonna make a check on Catfish.
Okay.
Very, very interesting routing right there. Looks like Yuki's gonna hammer Yum to get this big chest.
Yeah, that looked good.
Pulls it off, Lice.
We'll see if the Quakefish has any kind of value.
Nope, bomb upgrade.
Yep, just a bomb upgrade. So where?
Yeah,
so I'm sure Alucard's gonna head back to Village of Outcasts now.
Yeah, by the looks of it, looks like Thieves Town is probably gonna be the place where we're gonna have our progression.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's checked, or no, Yukisaka checked Grove, and the cave south of Grove, we didn't have anything there. So yeah, it's got to be Thieves Town. Diddy Punk, every single time you play this, unless you get some miraculous luck that you get the exact same seed, there is a very, very large number of seeds. So each time you play it, the chance of you getting the exact same item locations is slim to none. There are strategies on how you're going to check based off of what items you have, everything like that. But right now they are running the exact same seed to where every item they find will be in the same location. Thieves Town does not require second level gauntlets.
Yeah, the free dungeons where you need the Titan's Myth for is Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock.
The update.
I thought Alucard was gonna head into Thief's Town. He's still gotta do treasure chest game.
Yep, he'll pick his lamp up. Wrath 9, yes. When updates do come out, they usually add in like logic updates to kind of change how things worked. Because it used to be like we're on V29 right now, but V27 used to be Skullwoods. Typically, always had progression. It was like 30 or 40% chance of it having it, and now it's not even close to that anymore. But it's still a pretty good chance.
Yep. My first item was just $50. And there's the big key. Yeah, in Thieves Town, you normally get the big key and usually the first 4 chests.
And actually could, well, there's a bee in a bottle. Alright, so we're gonna have to go further.
Progression.
And it's, technically possible the progression is not inside Thieves Town itself. It could be on Sahasrara right now.
That could also be a possibility. It's almost overlooked that Thieves Town was the green pendant.
Spike Cave is not currently in Logic at the moment because they do not have the mitts to get to Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, the type are used to get to Dark Gold sided. Yuki's almost to Helmasaur. A little bit low on health there, but I believe they do still have the red potion. I've had a little trouble trying to get the mask off. Oh, never mind. Okay, they don't have the red potion. And very nice.
Yep, he clutches the fight.
And now both of our runners have the same amount of crystals as each other now.
Yep, so because of not having a key, we know that key is actually going to be in the big chest that's locked behind it. So that means if we don't have all 4 items, because I know we were kind of had a little bit of problems there and we might have missed an item, Blind will have the last item.
Yes, indeed. And Yuki's gonna rescue the old man. They haven't done that yet, so
Yeah, he hasn't
Alucard
done
did
it
pretty
yet.
good with the second head. Come up to the third one, and almost there. There we go. And throws one bomb, and there's the Titans Mitts.
Almost
vanilla. Oh, it's 2 pendants already. This also gives us the item that Sasrola has. But now that we have the Titans Mitts, that opens up the remaining dungeons, but
everything except Misery Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, but we can now check and see which medallions are needed for both dungeons.
So we're gonna get that Spike Cave check.
Using the hook shot to get through it, very, very interesting. Alucard got his ice rod from Alec Baldwin. That's just a big 20 in Spike Cave.
Alright, so yeah, that definitely means that Thieves Town is the only place you could go for any kind of progression.
And Alucard's making the play on the Breadsmith as well as probably Pet Cave.
Yeah, and then I'm sure after this he'll take the purple chest to the thief, see what's in there, and then from there, you know, what do you do after that?
You got a lot of the world open up with those Titans Myths, so it's kind of hard. Of course, with that mirror, we don't have to backtrack that much.
Yeah, and I know the two major things that opened up, we've got Dark Death Mountain open now, and that's completely open except for Turtle Rock. It did open up Ice Palace, and at least the Mire area, we just can't get in a Misery Mire without...
There's the book.
Yeah, there's the book.
So that opens up the 2 tablets.
Yeah, so as far as go mode right now, we're looking at, you know, whatever medallions are needed from Mire and Turtle Rock. So it could be just 1, could be 2, and then technically for logic's sake, the silver arrows are technically needed to clear the game, but not for go mode.
It's like Alucard's going on, taking the Gary's Lunchbox on the world tour right now.
He's gonna make his check of Grove. Yeah, the medallion we need could be on pedestal, which they only need Ice Palace at this point to even pull the pedestal.
Yeah, pedestal is actually in logic now with those Titans Myths. Alright, let's see what Gary's Lunchbox has. There's our bottle number 3. Now let's see where Alucard takes this from here. Yeah, he's gonna check the Bombos tablet.
Yeah, it's good routing. That's probably the best route after he gets the Titans Mitts where he was.
What is gonna rain from the heavens? It's a heart. Okay, he's gonna use the flute. Is he gonna go to Dark Death Mountain? Oh no, he's gonna check the Mire area. Item's needed. That's a pretty good play. So now he'll know what item he'll need, or items, depending on if TR is the same requirement. He's gonna head back into Thieves Town. He was in this area earlier, but didn't go into Thieves Town itself.
Just the rupee
There's
shed.
Bunch of money.
I don't believe the stream's dead just yet. I believe the runners, from what I can see, they're still running. We might just be having a little bit of problems. Just be patient. We'll get it back.
Alright, well, we're back on Alucard's side. He's in desert, and he looks like he found the red mail somewhere.
I probably found it in Checkerboard Cave.
It's a possibility. Alright, looks like we're back on both sides, so thank you chat for being patient. Our tech is hard at work to fix these kinks.
Alright, Alucard gonna head to the right side of desert and we'll see what's back there. At least one item is gonna be back there.
Yeah, I believe we haven't found both of our items, so they both could be back there. Alright, those bombs. Oh!
He must have found the other item in the first chest then. Or on the torch.
Ah, okay.
No, it wasn't torch. We saw torch. So it had to have been the other chest that we missed. Alucard would have walked by the Meyer medallion requirement, but that was during the time where we were experiencing the freezing, so we didn't see what it is.
Alright, Alucard's gonna make their way up to Landmo, while Yuki's gonna make their way up to Line. Yeah, usually the fire rod is a good item to use on Landmo.
Yeah, especially if you don't have silvers.
It's a 2-shot to the head. And nice! One cycle by Alucard. Very, very good. And it was just a plate of nachos.
Yep, so now we've got just Misery Mire and Turtle Rock left. So we just need to find those medallions.
Now, Alucard's probably gonna check Checkerboard Cave next.
I'm guessing he probably already did it while we were freezing, and I'm pretty sure that's probably where he found red mail.
Yeah, the red mail. Alright. Alright, he's gonna play on. Probably be the logical play right now.
Yeah, but Yuki had a nice.
We have
fight.
Super Bunny, and we have Super Bunny Cave, and we have Hexshot Cave. That's whatever the item was on Floating Island, which I believe is nothing of importance.
But yeah, Yukisaka got his blind fight. He's got his mitts now, and he's going to be heading. He's going to be turning in the green pendant.
This could be interesting.
This could actually be a big play if this is a medallion.
Yes, indeed. It's just bombs. Yeah, I guess it was kind of worth the check because you have the green pendant. Oh, there's one of the medallions right now. There's Ether.
Yeah, we've got Ether.
That could be our go mode. We're gonna get a check in the Misery Mire, see what that is. It's Bombos, so not go mode just yet.
Well, that means if Turtle Rock is Ether, Bombos could just be inside Turtle Rock now.
Yeah, we still have Ice Palace left as well. Hookshot Cave just had a whole lot of nothing.
Yep, a bust. Sure, Alucard's gonna go check Turtle Rock Medallion, so we're gonna know what we need for go mode now.
It's Ether, so we can get into Turtle Rock. So Bombos is our go mode item.
Will he make the play though?
Well, looks like he's gonna open it.
Yeah, I mean you're up here, so you might as well open it. But then, after this, if he dives it, doesn't find it here, pretty much leaves Ice Palace and a few other, various locations. Would you go check the pedestal before running Ice Palace?
Oh, good call. It's a possibility, I guess. If you were on the safe side, I guess I would, but if you're taking risks, then probably not. And Turtle Rock items, but there's also Mimic Cave, and then because Turtle Rock is also our second red crystal, that's going to open up Pyramid Fairy as well.
Yeah, as chat, because really we're kind of running out of locations outside of dungeons. We've got Ether Tablet, Pedestal is one of the main ones. They really already have kind of found all the progression for Overworld at this point now.
Yeah, they do. Our first item in Turtle Rock was $50. And Yukisaka's gonna head up into Landmo. He's an item dashing, really nice. And 2 keys inside the rolling pin room.
There's 5 items total in Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave, which makes 6, and it's also our second of the 5 6-pin crystals. So it's actually 8 items altogether total inside of Turtle Rock. Yes, Blind did give Titansmiths.
Yeah, so semi-vanilla. And now we're coming up to the Chain Chomp room. This is going to be another chest in this room. These Chain Chomps can be a little aggravating to deal with. And there's our big key.
Yep, there's our big key. So,
and there's another 1 cycle there for Yukisaka using the fire rod.
Yep, very clean.
Crystal.
I mean, I don't blame Alucard at all for the Turtle Rock play, because he came up here because we pretty much just got access to Dark Death Mountain, and you have all the Hookshot Cave, you have Super Bunny Cave, Ether Tablet hasn't been checked, so that's 7 items not even diving Turtle Rock, but then you also have the 8 items that Turtle Rock is kind of holding right now too. So it'd be interesting, what Yukisaka does now. He's going to clear this. He's going to check Checkerboard Cave. We're pretty sure Red Mail's in here. But now, does he make the play up to Death Mountain? Or does he, dive Ice Palace? Does he go check Pedestal first to see it's like, hey, is it a medallion? Because he doesn't know that he needs Ether. He knows he needs Bombos. He doesn't know he needs Ether yet, but he's going to find Ether right before he figures that out anyways.
Yes, indeed. Ether was in Super Bunny Cave. And Alucard's gonna head right up to Mimic Cave.
Yep, and Yukisaka's making his way over to Dark Death Mountain.
Alright. Let's see what we got. Just 10 bomb upgrade.
So nothing in the cave. We got 6 chests still left.
I got the big chest coming up. Red Ruby. So I believe that is.
Ether was Super Bunny Cave. We're about to see it right
item
now.
or second item?
I believe that was second item.
Okay. Oh yeah, Chain Chomper Room had the big key, so yeah, second item.
So here's the Crystal Roller Room. Which
That
had
was
to be
supposed to be a small key, because, yeah. Laser Bridge, it has 4 chests, but one of them's going to be a small key.
And we're about to come to Laser Bridge right now.
Ooh, Yuki took a fall right there.
Oh, he's. Oh, I was gonna be like, is he gambling? It's not there, but nope, he's going back in. All right, so Trinix has our last item.
Third item was bomb upgrade and the swag net. Forgot we didn't get that yet.
No, we haven't gotten that yet. So Trinix has our last item. We'll see what that ends up being.
And if Bombos is not on Trinix, that will leave us with Pyramid Fairy, the Ether Medallion, Tablet, and Ice Palace.
All right,
Yukisaka's making
Yukisaka's
it right up there.
he's making the same play. We're getting the hammer strats.
Oh man, Alucard's just got a little bullied there with the spikes.
He's gonna have to be careful here.
Oh, he's got a blue potion. You better use it fast. Ooh, that was close. Gets the first head down.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see him use his. Oh, that was close.
Just spamming the fire rod there.
Oh, takes
no!
the death, though.
Did he,
Oh,
he's
has
got
a fairy. Okay.
I forgot. He's got that fairy from, Gary's Lunchbox.
That
Yeah,
came
that
in
was the
handy.
second head. Okay, I was wondering why he was using blue potion at that point. Alright, now phase 2. A little bit easier than phase 1. And there goes Trinix.
Alright, let's see what he has. Just a big 20.
Red Ruby. So let's see where Alucard's gonna head to next. Probably gonna check Ether Tablet.
Yeah, if he remembers Ether Tablet, I'm sure he's going
Right
to check
there.
Ether Tablet. Then it'll be interesting to see if he decides to check Pedestal. Because if he checks Pedestal, sees Bombos, he knows he can just go into Ice Palace, go mode Ice Palace, and be done with the seed at that point.
And there's also Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, but, you know, since you're going to be in that area for Ice Palace if you have to go there, that'd be why making, you know, checking Pedestal make a little bit more sense if you're thinking it could be that.
Yeah, I believe Alucard didn't get Spike Cave too. So I might do that.
Yeah, he hasn't actually checked that, so I probably will check Ether Tablet into Spike Cave.
Yukisaka got a little trolled there by the chain chomps. That could be a hard room to get through.
All right, so I'm guessing we probably missed what was on the tablet, but considering he's going in here, probably nothing important.
Yeah. Didn't look like he had it.
Well, I mean, if he would have found Bombos, I doubt he'd be diving Spike Cave right now. Unless he's trying to find silvers, but this, I mean, you're here, so.
Alright, he's got his whole lot of nothing there.
No, he's gonna check the Fat Fairy next, it looks like.
Yep, Fat Fairy.
He can't pull the pedestal just yet. We're still missing one pendant. He also technically has... I don't believe he's turned in his green pendant either.
Nah, he hasn't done that. Yukisaka did, though.
Alright, we'll see if Fat Fairy holds the answer.
Now, if you really want to get trolly, there's also the mushroom and the powder that we could also find along the way.
I think that would be the worst thing to see on the pedestal right now. Either one of those items.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Bombs and more bombs.
And bombs. Alright, looks like Ice Palace is...
Yeah, Ice Palace is one way or the other. We've got to go to Ice Palace. Oh, got a mirror bonk.
I believe Alucard's gonna...
He's gonna turn his green pendant in.
He's gonna turn the green pendant, yeah.
It is kind of crazy though that we are this deep into the seed. You know, we're pretty much out of locations, and we're looking at... Still haven't seen silvers. Still on Master Sword as well. So that very well, all of that could be in Ganon's Tower, it's looking like.
Yeah, only Master Sword. You can't beat the game with just the Master Sword. You just have to do a bunch of spin slashes at Ganon.
Alright, looks like he's just gonna go into Ice Palace. I'm guessing he's gonna do a full clear.
Yeah, he's either gonna full clear it till he beats the dungeon or till he finds Bombos at this point. There's 3 items in Ice Palace, by the way.
Yep, and then it will also unlock that 4th. But we know that either Bombos has to be in here, or the mushroom or the powder. One of those 3 items have to be in here or on the pedestal at this point.
First chest just having a compass, so we're gonna have to go deep in the Ice Palace.
Yep. Dr. Disco Hands, if he finds 3 items early, unless one of them is Bombos, I'm fairly certain he clears this dungeon because of the pedestal. Because if it's not any of the items, if it's, you know, fetch quests, you're in here, and Ice Palace is not something you want to dive into twice.
Yuki was playing it safe there by bombing that location just so in case he dies.
Oh, okay, he did got the safety door. I missed him going out. Yeah, so we've got pretty much 4 locations left that have not been checked at this point. We've got to find at least one of those 3 items that we're looking for. Either a Bombos, which that's what they're hoping to find, more than likely, but we could find mushroom or powder.
If we don't find neither nor of those items, then it looks like this might be a pedestal seed.
Triple Z, I'm not sure. I don't think Yuki has checked the blacksmith or purple chest yet, because he's still sitting on one bottle, and I know purple chest had the fairy in a bottle.
I believe the lumberjack, or not the lumberjack, not the house, but the breadsmith had the book.
Yeah, that's right. They did have the book, so he can't even check
Yeah,
the
where's
tablets,
that?
which right now is nothing. Bumper ledge has been checked. There's our big key.
Yukisaka takes down Trinex in the first phase, gonna head into phase 2. Oh, Riot Shield!
There's Riot
Right.
Shield. Is that the first item out of Ice Palace?
I believe so. Yeah, Alucard didn't check this chest. There's Bombos! Alright.
Well, Pet is dead.
That is go mode for Alucard. Yeah, Pet is dead, sadly.
So, yep, Alucard enters go mode at 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Not too shabby. Okay. Fluids are...
So Yuki needs to pretty much immediately dive into Mire. Or not Mire, Ice Palace.
Can't do the Ether medallion without the book.
No, but it looks like he's probably going to do the blacksmiths and purple chest first.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, but we were very close to this being like a blind pull of the pedestal. It's like we only had 3 items left. So it was almost there.
Yeah, it was the closest I've seen come to a pedestal seed.
Yeah, as right now with, we've got 1 item left in Ice Palace. We've got the pedestal. Pretty much everything other than that's in Ganon's. So the chance of Alucard not finding a sword upgrade and or silvers really depends on where the big key is, but then it's going to probably be the same for Yukisaka then.
Yeah, for Mire, we just need the big key.
Or they could be here in Mire too, so we might find them while we're looking for the big key. Just a key in the first chest. We'll see what the second chest holds. Just a map. So we continue looking for it.
Yukisaka picked up their book.
No, Mire pretty much saves absolutely no time whatsoever if it's a go mode dungeon, because you still have to find the big key. You're going to run it either way, so it really depends where the big key ends up being. The dungeons you save the most time in, if you're in go mode, is typically Swamp Palace and Ice Palace, because you do not need the big key to get to the dungeon, if you can do the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Alucard's gonna play it safe and use the blue potion.
Yep, good idea.
Running a little bit low on hearts.
Yeah, it's a good idea, because it's like, with the way he's been playing, he might think he's behind finding Bombos in Ice Palace, because Ice Palace has actually been open, since Thieves Town, and he put Thieves Town off for a long time. So if he figured his opponent dipped into it early, got his mitts, he could think that he's behind right now, and he could have thought that he's behind since he actually got his mitts. looks like the big key is going to be one of the last chests we check, so...
It's either just chest right here, which Alucard's coming up to right now, or the chest just after the big chest. There it is. Okay, now I can complete the dungeon. Oh! Oh, slight death.
Yes, we do get a little text that during the credits what the pedestal was. So, we'll know what was there.
Yeah, so the dream of the Master Mushroom or the Master Powder can still be a thing.
Everybody's favorite room in the dark right there. You just get to breeze right through it when you have the lamp.
Oh man, that enemy right there is tripping up Yukisaka.
I think Yukisaka was actually trying to do that on purpose to possibly be able to dash while he has the bomb.
Oh yeah, I forgot I can do that.
Just a few more rooms to go before Alucard gets to Vitreous.
Yukisaka's checking the Pyramid Fairy, which just had bombs.
Alright, we're gonna go with bow strats. Oh, no, we're gonna get spin strats.
And try to use through there.
He must be a little careful now, because I don't believe he has any safeties left.
Yeah, he just used his blue potion.
And I believe these do 2 hearts of damage even with red mail.
Alright, takes care of the small eyeballs, now it's just the big one, which is pretty easy with the bow, and he takes care of him. Alright. So that's our last crystal. And that means we're heading up to Ganon's Tower. And that also means a little tradition we like to do in this community. Do you want to take the honors in talking about the big key guessing game?
Yeah, so now that we're heading up to Ganon's Tower, it looks like our bot's dead, so we can't play the game in the chat. You can still get your guesses in, we'll see who was right. But there are 22 locations inside Ganon's Tower where the big key might be. Go ahead and put in your guess and think where it is, and we'll find out shortly.
I think I am gonna guess 8.
I'm gonna go with chest 13.
Very interesting. Yukisaka made their way to the Ice Palace, so they're gonna be in their go mode very shortly.
And we'll see what happens and what gets found on Alucard's side as far as if we get any swords, if we see silvers, anything like that. And then, you know, especially if we don't see anything like that where we're looking for a big key, if he you know, checks the chest on the way up.
Yeah, in this situation where we don't have silvers and we only have Master Sword, it'd be pretty useful to check those chests, because you never know. And here we go. We are in the home stretch.
So part of the reason that Alucard kind of gained some time is some better execution. He hasn't died, as well as he had a little bit better routing once we had the mitts. Because once that we had the mitts, he immediately checked blacksmiths and purple chest, which gave him the book. Whereas Yukisaka decided to skip that, and so he actually just went up. Well, Alucard was fighting Vitreous. He went back up to Death Mountain just to check Ether Tablet before coming to Ice Palace.
Okay, 1 had Piece of Heart and 2 had the mushroom, so sadly the dream of the Master Mushroom is dead.
Yep, no mushroom on the pedestal. We still gotta have the powder there, though.
Item free is just a key.
Rip
Gotta
off.
pick it up, because you never know.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Alright, now 4. Hey, number 4.
There's our big key.
Alucard's still gonna check these chests.
Yep.
That was just nothing.
Nope. Looking for the sword or arrows, didn't get it. So if you guessed 4, then you successfully guessed the big key location. Congratulations.
Yeah, that deserves a self pat on the back if you guessed our big key location.
It looks like we actually had 2 of our viewers that put their guesses in correctly guessed it. We had Lomi and Jones and CTAC 2. So yeah, right now we are looking at the Ganon fight, which is going to be a Master Sword Soloist fight, but there are still 4 chests on the way to Ganon that more than likely Alucard is going to pick up unless he finds, you know, one of those on the early ones, and I'll guess he'll probably still check them, you know, hoping for either to get all the way up to Butter Sword or, you know, Silver Arrows.
Yeah, and even if we don't find the silver arrows, Ganon will still give us a small hint to where they were. Come the beginning of the last phase.
Yeah, I'm really expecting him to just say, "Did you find him in my tower?"
I kind of find irony in that statement sometimes.
I've had my weakness here all along.
Alright, we're coming up to land mode 2 for Alucard.
True,
Once
they
again,
could be.
using the fire rod strats, and Yukisaka. Oh, sorry.
Nope. He gets his bombos. He'll be heading for Meyer.
Yeah, I was saying. Yukisaka is
Having a little bit of problems with the Landmo fight. Like I said, and you know, I plan on asking him, but Alucard might feel like he's behind just because of how long it took him to get Mitts, how long he kind of waited to go to Thieves Town until it was literally the last option he had.
I got a little trolled there in that room. Alright. Now, it's gonna have to pick up some magic before getting abstract.
Yep, there's that small pot. He'll grab that. Alright, makes it up.
Yeah, luckily these pots can contain magic, so that was very clean. Hey,
There's tempered.
one of our swords in the chest up to get sour. So you're
With Alucard finding the Tempered Sword, he would probably have to take, I would say, at least 3 deaths or falls to Ganon for this to even up. If it would have been Master Sword, not as much, because it would take longer, depending on how long it took him. But I don't see it being too much of a problem now.
now we're coming up to Moldorm 2. After that, we'll have the last chest in the game to check. One more chance at silvers.
Trolldorm's treasure.
And it was powder!
Well, there's your best safety at the end of the game, when you don't need it anymore.
More anti-fairies on the...
Alright, Alucard's going to start up his Aga 2 fight. I think that was just a single there. Not really getting the best. Okay, there's a decent. Has the fairy though. Alright, takes Aga 2 down. They just got the mushroom in Ganon's tower, so they didn't even need to worry about trying fake powder. Alright, and Alucard's about to drop down and fight Ganon himself.
Very, very nice Faces of Evil reference there from Ganon.
Alright, in phase 2. Gonna use that blue potion. Get 6 of the 12 hits. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we should be in phase 3. And 4 hits till we get to phase 4. 2 more?
That is correct. We're gonna find out where those silvers were the whole time. And if he says they're in the light world, that means that there's a potential silvers could have been on the pedestal.
Yeah, that, the witches are Batman. And we're in phase 4, so, nope, his tower.
Yeah, we're in this tower. Alright, he's gonna do the torch, but only one of the torches will go out.
Yep, which is very critical for a silverless. Now 12 spins, so we got 10 more.
Very nice so far.
I believe we just need 2 more.
Stay away from the edges a little bit.
Yep, and down goes Ganon.
Yeah.
GG to Alucard.
Yes. It's another sub 2 hour seed, 150, but. And it looks like we get a final time of 15 minutes and 12 seconds. 12 barely. So
But
while
get
we
your
wait
GGs.
to set up an interview, yeah, get the GGs. And since we're coming to the conclusion of our race today, Be sure to give both of our Alucard2004 and Yukisaka. Pretty good show for us tonight. As we'll have tracker, which is very nice, done in tracking. And finally, my co-commentator, Sir Lancelot777.
We're gonna see if we can get Alucard in here for an interview, though.
And meanwhile, Yukisaka's been away from Mizumar. They sadly died along the way.
Best to be careful here. Alright, takes all the little eyeballs, so I'm just gonna take the big one.
Yeah, very nice.
And now goes Vitreous, which gives Yukisaka his 7th crystal, so he's gonna be on his way up Ganon's tower now.
On the pedestal.
And we are joined by Alucard. GG.
GG. Oh my goodness, what a long quest for Bombos.
You enjoyed that quest for Bombos?
Well, it said my quest was over at the end, so it felt kind of nice that it told me that.
That's true.
It was rough because it was coming down to the rest of Ice and Pedestal, which I could have read, but at that point I was like, the amount of time it takes to read it might as well just go through Ice.
Yeah, if you're wondering, we actually just saw a pedestal was a sword.
Yeah, I did see that, and I think Cape was at the Witch.
Oh, was it? That's interesting.
But yeah, I felt so, I don't know, debated or just like trolled by the early game in that seed. And even the mid game, I just felt like nothing was paying off. Like I went up and did Hera, and then finally I went and got Hookshot, then I went back to Death Mountain and got my boots so I could get Moon Pearl and Hammer, which was crazy. And then I did Swamp and Pod, both of which had like nothing. So it was it just felt really slow early on, and I felt quite behind.
It felt a little odd that Swamp and Pod didn't have any value. It was the two pendant dungeons, which was Thieves Town and Ice Palace, that had the value.
Yeah, seriously, I was down to Thieves Town, and then Digging Game and Stumpy for mitts, basically, or some progression. And I guess it was right at blind. I was like, oh my goodness, if Yukisaka went there early, I'm feeling pretty behind here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. It's like, how did you feel when you saw Titan's mitts on Thieves Town with as many times as you kind of just decided to go elsewhere?
It wasn't good, but I had cleared a bunch of dungeons, so that was the positive. Like, and I felt like my routing was such that I didn't have to revisit certain locations. So overall, I thought it was fine because the routing was fine. But I was hoping at that point that Ice Palace or Pedestal would have had some progression because of all the pendant stuff that I was clearing and all the stuff that I was going out of my way for, because I figured Ice is kind of the thing that everybody's going to put off till the end.
Yeah. I mean, as far as routing, it's like you had, a couple more places that were more efficient than Yukisaka. The only one was that that Yuki had a little bit better was he ended up with the hook shot before going up to Death Mountain for the first time, so he was able to clear all of that. Other than that, like you were able to check blacksmiths right away, and he decided to skip blacksmiths after coming out of Thieves Town. So he didn't come back and check that until after that, and he decided to do that right before going into ice. Other than that, your routing between the two was pretty much identical. It was just like he was right behind you, just kind of doing the exact opposite. Sometimes I think he dove Pod first, and you went to Swamp, and then you kind of just reversed roles.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I mean, those Swamp early, available early just felt right, and it just wasn't at all. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 6 items, and you need so many items to even think about before going to go, that last item for Gomo. It's like, there's got to be something in Swamp.
Yeah, and we were missing mitts at the time, so I was like, this is a great candidate for mitts. So is Pod. I mean, I don't have a lamp, but I'm okay with dark rooms. Had a couple missteps.
You did pretty good with the dark rooms, I must say.
Yeah, there was one item in Pod where in the dark base where I was like, what did I just get? And I was thinking about it for like a while, and then I was like, all right, whatever. I don't know what this is. I've looked at my menu. It must have been like a compass or a map or something.
Yeah, I believe we saw when you checked your item screen, I think it was just the map.
Gotcha.
And we did find out where the silvers were in Ganon's tower. They were in the rando room.
Yeah, actually,
okay.
Yukisaka actually picked those up.
I was thinking about going on because, Silverless Master Sword is pretty rough. Lucked out with the top of GT, but even then I was prepared for the fight because I did have some potions. I knew I'd need those potions for Silverless Ganon. And I didn't really want to waste time searching because I felt like I'd wasted enough time.
Yeah, especially considering it's like you really didn't get many of the safeties, and then the powder on the final chest.
Yeah, that would have been nice a little earlier in a lot of places. Misery Mire, Ganon's Tower, to name a few. But I think one of the biggest things I thought I made an error on is I had an opportunity to check get the rupee room in Pod. I mean, not Pod, Eastern. To get the 500 rupees for Zora, and that's like why I put off doing the flippers stuff until later, because I was like, I'm gonna find some money later, and then I found some like on the old man or something, and I was like, I'm already here, I guess I'll go do Hera, and that kind of slowed me down quite a bit getting to the Dark World, which I feel if you just gone for the Waterfall Fairy Cave, I think there was 300 in there too, and you just have enough for Zora immediately.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Yukisaka was able to do, but you know he dove into Hera as well, so it's like just a little bit of a time loss since he didn't go and get the old man when he went up there the first time though. He waited to do that until he had Lamp.
Which is fair. But other than that, you know, it felt fine. Like, we had a lot of items early. It's kind of front-loaded. And it was just nice to be able to have boots reasonably early and just, like, clear stuff. Because seeing Moon Pearl on the library, it's like, okay, I'm getting boots fairly early. Even though it was kind of one of the last things I managed to get before going into the Dark World. It was still kind of fast. Like, you were just clearing dungeons over and over again. I think I got like 3 or 4 dungeons before 45 minutes or 50 minutes or something.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, other than, you know, differences running, I think the main thing that, you know, gave you the lead is Yukisaka took a couple deaths.
Oh, no.
It was only like one death was before, but then, you know, you were already well into Ganon's Tower at that point, but I believe he took another death on Vitreous as well. So he ended up having to go through Myra a second time.
Yeah, it kind of sucked not having Tempered or Cape or Silvers for Vitreous.
Yeah,
Tried
we
to
found
play
all
it.
that at the end, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or they were just locked behind under items, like the cape.
Yeah, Cape was it, which the swords we know where the last 2 were, and Silvers were in Ganon's Tower
Yeah,
in the random room.
also
So
seeing those.
there's no opportunity.
Seeing that powder at the end, too.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's pretty well making his way up Ganon's Tower, though he's just got to the 6th floor, so it shouldn't be too long until we see him on his Troll Dorm refight. We'll see if he checks these 2 chests, though. He's going to, so he'll get his Temple Sword.
Oh! Takes a death there. I don't know if he has a fairy or not.
Yeah, he caught at least 1 fairy. Yeah, I know a lot of us, I know both Murphy and some of the people in chat, we forgot about the fairy in the bottle that you had, so when you took the death to Trinex, and you hadn't done the safety door, we were like, oh no, and then it's like, oh yeah, fairy, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really worried. I was just like, alright, whatever. I'm just gonna try to get this done as quickly as possible. I like spammed a bunch of fire rod shots at the ice head. Because things weren't going great with Hammer. And
yeah, I know the ice head was kind of, every hammer hit was pushing you right back into the spikes. But Yukisaka takes down the Troll Dorm 2 fight, gets his powder, and is on his way to Aga 2. But yeah, it was a good race to watch. It was just interesting seeing both your routing, you know, as close as you were. It's just like, he cleared Skull Woods. He actually went to Skull Woods first, before anything, and then he didn't even check Village of Outcasts. He left at that point, which was kind of surprising to see. And then it's just like, both of you just kind of kept avoiding Village of Outcasts the rest of the seed until it was kind of like the last place you could go to.
yeah, it was kind of weird to do that, but with Thieves being a pendant, I was like, might as well go for the crystals. And there was a lot of items in Swamp and Pod, so it just, like, I don't know, for some reason it just felt right.
Yeah, well, you know, 11 items between the 2, you know, you guess Pod's dark locked, or, you know, lamp locked at the time, but, you know, you weren't having any problems with the dark rooms whatsoever. And then you had Fire Rod for the basement, so.
Yeah, that upped my confidence a good amount, because didn't find a male for a long time, either, till King's Tomb.
Yeah, he had his mail a bit before you, because I think after routing Skullwoods, trying to think, the mirror, he already had the mirror, I believe, before heading into Dark World for the first time. So I think he immediately routed past Skullwoods and then went north Dark World, and just swam across. So he picked up his blue mail fairly early compared to you.
Yeah, I think that was another thing I regretted. I should have just left pod and then made a circle around the world. Instead, I like saved and quit or something and went to Skullwoods. But I was trying to prioritize dungeons at the time, just because I felt like I had picked up the Moon Pearl a little bit late.
I know you pretty much, the two of you, as far as routing before Dark World was, there was differences here and there, but that was still like the Moon Pearl was your second to last item, and then Hammer was the last item, and then you're both just like, okay, Dark World time, because I have nothing left here pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, does take a game over though to Ganon, so I'll have to head back down there.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, so I just saw that too. Oh yeah, what, your thoughts on the seed?
I mean, it was. I felt like kind of behind, but the seed itself was like kind of all right. Like, it gave us a lot of stuff to work with. I was kind of a little bit nervous about those bombs at the beginning, because I hadn't actually done a run with bombs in a while. I've been kept getting like a lot of other items in my standard runs, and then we got the fire rod. So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I'm seeing a common theme of like you find one item at Uncle and then another item in the chest next to Uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yukisaka does make it to phase 3 again though, and gets his first hit. And there's 2.
There are a lot of warps. I know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of warps on this second one. One more hit will take us to phase 4. There it is. Doesn't get the torch glitch. Gets a nice double though.
Very nice. That was a very nice Ganon fight with Silvers.
Yes, definitely. GG to Yukisaka.
Oh wow.
Yeah, finishing around 208. It's pretty good.
GG. That was a really good Ganon fight.
Yeah, 208.31 was their time. We're going to see the collection rate after they're finished with the credits. And Yukisaka's quest is over.
We'll see if we can get Yukisaka in here for an interview though. Yep, just seeing if we can get him in here for an interview. Haven't heard anything from him yet and don't see him in the waiting room.
I did ask him here on the speed racing channel. I know it's like 4 in the morning or something for them, so maybe they're going back to bed.
Yes, I know they're
Yeah.
based in Germany, so it might be a bit late for them. So we'll give it another, minute or so. If we don't hear anything, we'll probably start wrapping things up.
Yeah, 4 a.m. with a seat like that, I don't blame him. We all sometimes need a rest from Rando.
But while we're waiting for that, the other question, since that puts you up to 2-0, how do you feel about the rest of the Swiss tournament now?
It feels good, but I know it's only going to get harder from here. There's a lot of heavy hitters in this tournament, so I think the next few rounds are going to be telling of how I'll manage, how I'll fare.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I'm now 2 for 0, and it's just probably going to get harder from here. But regardless, I think this tournament has been fun. Very, very, very interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast, and it's just great to see so many people, in the tournament itself. Like, there's so many people who've gotten amazing at Randomizer, and a lot of people implementing cool strategies and learning tricks and just getting better and better. Like, the competition is very fierce. And everyone's really cool. Looks like Yukisaka is declining the interview.
Yeah, he just messaged me on Discord. I just got that from him. So we're going to wrap things up here. So I'll go ahead, or I guess, Alucard, any final thoughts?
Nothing about the seat itself, but thank you guys for commentating. Murphy, Answer, Link-a-Lot, and Yoko, thanks for tracking, and appreciate the restream.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great race to watch and commentate on. Thank you, Yoko, to tracking for us. Thank you, Murphy, for commentating with us. I know we had a little bit of hiccups with connection early on the race, but we got that figured out.
I just actually got a new monitor today for my birthday, so I was in the middle of setting that up while I was getting ready for this race. So hopefully it'll be resolved next time.
All right, well, that's going to be it for us here then. We do have a race that's going on. It started about 50 minutes ago between Valkyrie, Tiara, and Rachland on Speed Gaming 5. We're not finished for the night. When that one's finished, though, we do still have a couple more races that are going to start. We've got one between Jaxus X and the Fizz on Speed Gaming 3. That's going to be starting at 11:30 Eastern. And then if you want to stay up really late, then we have one at 1 a.m. Eastern Time between Level Up Incorporated and Fat Home 666 on Speed Gaming 2. So we still have a so we have
a lot of rando.
Yep, so we still have a little bit of rando for you on this Thursday evening, and then we've got plenty more for you tomorrow. So don't worry about that. We've got plenty of rando, especially we've still got 5 weeks of the Swiss tournament after this one's finished, so we're not going to be stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, this tournament is it's gonna be a while, so you got a lot of rando to keep up with, so.
Yeah, we'll just before we sign off everything, we'll let Yukisaka's stream get to the very end so he can get to his collection rate and his total time, and then we will go ahead and sign off at that point. And then while we're also waiting, definitely follow both these runners. They put on a great show for us, as well as follow the entire family of Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming 1 through 6. 6 hasn't been used just yet, but I believe it's being planned on it, as well as the A Link to the Past Randomizer 1 through 4. That's basically, if you want to watch this tournament, everything that's restreamed is going to be between those 10 channels. All right, there we go. We've got Yukisaka's collection. So on our end, I am Sir Link-A-Lot, and I've had a great race and great commentating, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, and I'll be around too, so much appreciated to co-commentate with you, Sir Link-A-Lot.
It was my pleasure.
As well as tracker Yoko, been keeping up with this race.
All right, well, good night, everybody.